Welcome to Info Nympho's episode on moons. I've got werewolf syndrome turns people into violent loons. Soon we'll be taking lunar trip honeymoons. Moon aliens dance and every astronaut swoons. These kids can't watch Saturday morning cartoons. But first, moon a traffic camera and they send the goons. Moons. Not all heroes wear capes. Darrell Meekcom mooned a traffic speed camera after getting several tickets for doing 35 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. The very same day, 6 officers showed up at his door. When he refused to let them in, they kicked in his garden gate, threw him to the ground, and cuffed him. That's when he told them he was dying. It's true, Darrell has recently found out he had multiple system atrophy, I'd never even heard of that, which had led to him experiencing heart disease, kidney failure, and Parkinson's. Mooning the camera is on his bucket list of things to do before he dies, along with bungee jumping and parachuting. Don't worry, he was found not guilty of his public order offense, so he can carry on. Mooning should not be seen as a crime, but as a cheeky, rebellious act that can make everybody feel better. Recently, Kate Beckensale's beloved cat Clive passed away, and she cheered herself up by mooning out her window. Don't you feel better? Moons. Before we got to the moon, there was a lot of speculation on what we were going to find there. There could be giant spiders. There could be rock creatures. Most of the guesses seem to predict a civilization of lonely, beautiful women, no men. Sometimes the alien women were telepathic cat women. Sometimes they lived in caves, but they always seemed to do a lot of sexy dancing. Eventually they got rid of the dancing and pretense and just went with nude on the moon, where astronauts find a colony of topless moon dolls ruled by a moon queen. Man, they were horny in the 60s. Of course, we then landed on the moon and discovered it was pretty gray and boring. No sexy alien women at all. However, it has been 50 years since a person has set foot on the moon. Things may have changed. NASA's Artemis 3 is planning to land astronauts back on the lunar surface in 2027. I wonder what the moon women look like now. Moons. Often called moon children, these kids have a disease called xeroderma pigmentosum, or XP for short. It is a genetic disorder where their body can't repair DNA damage, such as caused by ultraviolet light. Basically, they're allergic to the sun, and if they go out during the day unprotected, they will get a severe sunburn in minutes, freckles everywhere, and ultimately skin cancer. They live in the dark. They go swimming in UV suits, toboggan when other kids are fast asleep. There is even a special night camp where they can play with other kids that have their condition. I know what you're thinking. This is horrible news, because clearly vampires aren't blood-sucking demons at all. They're moon adults with XP. Moons. Pack your bags, we're going to the moon. Moon tourism is a thing. Trips to the moon will consist of 3 different fun-filled packages. A flyby around the moon to the dark side. Elon Musk booked one of these with billionaire Yusaku Maezawa, I don't know how to pronounce that, for $70 million, but it got canceled. The second package is orbiting the moon a couple of times, and the third is landing on it, which one company is pegged at $750 million. That may be a little out of your price range, but as the prices come down, more and more people are going to jump on a rocket. So much so that the moon has been added to a list of cultural historic sites that are at risk of being destroyed. What are they worried about? Hordes of moon tourists taking selfies with Neil Armstrong's footprint, nabbing a souvenir golf ball, or climbing the mountain of 93p and poop bags that have been left up there. Moons.
Help me! Please!
Clinical lycanthropy, or werewolf syndrome, is a delusion that you can turn into a non-human animal. Now, the word lycan is Latin for wolf, but patients often believe they can shapeshift into all sorts of animals, including hyenas, horses, frogs, and even bees. The animal you believe you can transform into tends to be cultural, attached to the stories people have heard in books, TV shows, and movies. In Japan, people often believe that they can turn into foxes. In North America, it tends to be wolves, with episodes often triggered by the lunar cycles. One patient would lock themselves in the room for fear of hurting somebody during a full moon. 19-year-old college student Austin Haruf was found not guilty by reason of insanity after he was found in his neighbor's garage with their dead bodies. He was gnawing on the husband's face and growling. Earlier in the week, he had talked about being half dog and half man. If he'd only turned into a cat, this would have been the worst that would have happened.